Howdy, Practical Patriots and Practical Preppers. Yakate Gros, South Texas. Hey, folks, Giant Practical Nurse. Y'all, I want to give my 2 cents on this subject here. I'm coming to you live from, or just coming to you from my greenhouse. I wanted to do a video in here today because of something that happened today and my reflections on this. And I know there's a lot of opinions on this, but I'm just going to give you my 2 cents and my experience, I guess, for want of a better term. But demonetization by YouTube. Was kind of going through my videos and noticed that the last video I made was demonetized. And so I did exactly as YouTube tells us to do. I went into the video manager and had to check off this thing that said, yes, this is suitable for anybody watching it. And when it comes to my videos, people, let me just tell y'all something. I make them to where anybody can watch them, kids and everything, which is why, if you noticed, I don't ever use any harsh language because I just don't believe in doing that. I feel like I can get my point across just as fine without using it, okay? The other thing is I will never show y'all a video any worse than what I have seen on some of these modern day video games, you know, like Homicide 3 or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. I don't play them. I live Farmville, okay? For real. A couple of, you know, folks, I don't, you know, negate anybody else how they do those because I figure we're covered under the First Amendment. Personally, I think it's awesome that Matt Best can do the bikini snap. Not wishful thinking. I was just hoping some hot grandma would show up with some hot chocolate or maybe a True Moo. I'll keep trying. I'll keep working on it. That said, folks, I'm going to just sit there and say this, is a lot of people are upset. A lot of YouTubers are upset. We're being demonetized. You know, oh, they're trying to take da-da-da-da. I look at it like this. Really, YouTube is their company. It's their baby. They give us a bunch of rules, you know, and they say we have to follow it. Do I think that we are being, by being demonetized, suppressed? Yes, to some degree I do. I think if somebody can show that video game I was talking about, you know, I'm sorry, I just made up the name, okay, and show shooting each other, killing each other, and stuff like that, and they are making oodles of cash or whatever, that, what's the deal? Now, folks, keep in mind something, and this is my promise to y'all, is this. I never got on YouTube to make money on this thing. I really wanted to get onto it because I wanted y'all to see a different point of view. I feel like a lot of YouTube centers, they close in a box, and I think people should think outside the box. Not all of us that operates an AR or an AK or a pistol is 20 years old, okay? I'm one of what I call the gray-haired wolves. You know, beware, the Native American saying my mother passed on to me, beware of the gray-haired wolf. He did not become those gray hairs by acting foolish, okay? I just feel like, you know, that a lot of people on YouTube are in a box, and they only think within that box, and they don't think outside of the box. For example, I talk about optics and whatnot, you know, and because of my eyesight, okay, because of my age. Yes, I qualified expert with an M16 and an AK. While I was in the military with iron sights. If you asked me to do it today, all right. But let me just say a big thank you to YouTube, okay? Because this greenhouse, the roof of it, you see behind you, okay, and this is not all of it. This is actually a pretty good-sized greenhouse for all my, like my citrus trees and whatnot, was paid for by a YouTube check, okay? The last YouTube check I got, I actually made enough money to get a optic. I'm sorry, let me retract. I made enough money to pay for an optic from Primary Arms. Okay, it was the one that was like 2.5 subliminal message, 2.5 magnification that would work on an AR or like a 545 by 39 AK. All right, now as I was going to hit the purchase button, I got notification that somebody in my family had some financial tragedy, okay? And Christmas looked like it might not have been a possibility, but to the rescue, that money went to pay for their Christmas, because that's who I am. My first YouTube check I ever got went to my daughter's college grocery fund. Because that's who I am, folks. Okay, that's just, thank you, YouTube, for providing me that, so I could pay for those things, okay? The Christmas for my family. Sorry, y'all. You're going to hear animals all in here. They like to come in here because it's warm. Help me with doing the roof on this thing, you know. Okay, so while some people will sit there and YouTube, blah, 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 you know, I'm just like saying thank you. Yes, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're doing. Do I think it's right? Nope, I don't. Okay, I don't, but will I say thank you for what you've given me? Absolutely. Okay, again, folks, this is just my take on that. I've had people say, Johnny, you need to set up a Patreon account. Well, I'm kind of like, okay, I preach to all of you about being on a budget and sticking with your budget. I'm a registered nurse, okay? Being that I'm in that income bracket, right where, I'm not kidding, I just made it, where the government takes half in taxes and my medical insurance takes, I'm sorry, it's a combination. Half my check goes on taxes and medical insurance. Okay? All right, so that means I have to budget. It's not fair if I ask, for me, y'all, if I ask y'all to contribute money to me so I can go buy myself more bullets and firearms and optics and stuff like that, because I'm not being on a budget then. I'm trying to focus on being in a budget what I have. Okay? Just something to think about, folks, but that's why I have not yet done the Patreon thing. I'm not negating anyone who does. How they make their bank, people, that's their business, okay? That really is. But it's just me. It's my choice is what I want to say to y'all. Okay, folks, questions, comments, leave them below. Happy New Year if I haven't said it already. And this is just my take on it. I got a lot of really cool people that just inspire me. CodaBoy32, DC Channel, all these guys really inspire me who had their take on it. I was listening to Robski, and he said he only makes enough money to basically pay for gas money, you know, and because probably everything he does involves a firearm. So I imagine they demonetize them all off the top of the shelf, you know. But Prepper Princess, you're awesome. Trey Yergin, you're the next generation, brother, of Second Amendmenters and preppers, okay? So all you guys are awesome. I love watching y'all. I do understand this complaint about the demonetization, but I'm just going to say thank you to YouTube for giving me that money to do what I've done. All right, questions, comments, leave them below. Until I see you all again, God bless all of you. I'm Johnny the Practical Nurse, out here.